From iqdcalls.com chat room. Brought in from Chattles. President Barzani, nothing will bring Kurdistan back to Iraq by Rada. Erbil, Kurdistan region, there is nothing Baghdad can offer to bring Kurdistan back to the failed partnership with Iraq, said Kurdistan President Masoud Barzani, qualifying that Erbil is willing to continue negotiations, but once the people choose independence, there is nothing that can cancel that vote. Barzani said that he is expecting a large majority yes vote for independence and that decision will instruct Kurdistan's leaders in their negotiations with Baghdad after the referendum. He predicted the negotiations may take up to 2 years, though that time frame could be extended if the talks are friendly. Barzani ruled out any possible incentives to keep Erbil within a united Iraq. Negotiations between Erbil and Baghdad after the vote will have only one objective: for the two to be neighbors. We are neighbors with Iraq from this moment on, Barzani said. Asked about statements made by Abadi Sunday evening, Barzani said he does not want to hurt the Iraqi Prime Minister with his response and called his relationship with Abadi as friendly. Sula Imani, Kurdistan region, Kurdistan's second biggest party Goran, or change Chattles, President Barzani, nothing will bring Kurdistan back to Iraq by Rada. Erbil, Kurdistan region, there is nothing Baghdad can offer to bring Kurdistan back to the failed partnership with Iraq, said Kurdistan President Masoud Barzani, qualifying that Erbil is willing to continue negotiations, but once the people choose independence, there is nothing that can cancel that vote. Barzani said that he is expecting a large majority yes vote for independence and that decision will instruct Kurdistan's leaders in their negotiations with Baghdad after the referendum. He predicted the negotiations may take up to 2 years, though that time frame could be extended if the talks are friendly. Barzani ruled out any possible incentives to keep Erbil within a united Iraq. Negotiations between Erbil and Baghdad after the vote will have only one objective: for the two to be neighbors. We are neighbors with Iraq from this moment on, Barzani said. Asked about statements made by Abadi Sunday evening, Barzani said he does not want to hurt the Iraqi Prime Minister with his response and called his relationship with Abadi as friendly. Sula Imani, Kurdistan region, Kurdistan's second biggest party Goran, or change a total 5,338,000 people are eligible to vote in the referendum. The vote will be held in the 4 provinces of the Kurdistan region: Dirhak, Erbil, Sula Imani, and Halabja. A total of 3,280,462 people are eligible to vote from these 4 provinces. Kurdistani areas, the disputed zones claimed by both Baghdad and Erbil, are also able to vote if the local authorities opt to participate. A potential 1,907,538 of people are eligible to vote in the Kurdistani areas. Eligible Kurds in the diaspora are able to vote online. E-voting is open from September 23 to 25. An estimated 150,000 eligible Kurds live in the diaspora. From Bob S. Letter to UN Secretary over Iraqi Kurdistan referendum September 25, 2017 September 22, 2017 Mr. Antonio Guterres Secretary General United Nations New York 10017 USA. Dear UN Secretary General Guterres, I am writing on behalf of the voiceless people, the Kurdish people, who are urging you to put your best effort on the status of Kurdish referendum issue in the autonomous region of Iraq. The United Nations, UN, should give its support to the Kurdish people's aspirations for self-determinations. There are over 190 flags flying at the UN headquarters in New York. Each flag represents its people, even though many of those countries' population are less than 1 million. It's good to be accoladed, but there are over 40 million Kurds that inhabit the Middle East, and are geographically living in a coherent area with its own history and culture, and they are voiceless in this body, the UN. Since its creation, the United Nations has done a remarkable job around the globe, preventing and de-escalating major wars, especially between superpowers, and particularly during the Cold War era between the United States and Soviet Union. The UN helped and prevented many catastrophic starvations around the world and de-escalated many other crises around the globe. Fraudulent justice will be contested. The Kurdish people have been deprived from universal human rights. They have been persecuted in their own home. Could one imagine a parent not being able to choose a Kurdish name for his child, because the state authority don't like Kurdish names, or not being able to wear a piece of Kurdish clothing, because he would be jailed by the state police? The 12,000-year-old town of Hasankeyf meets all UNESCO heritage emblems, but the Turkish authority did not submit Hasankeyf to UNESCO archaeology, most likely because it's a Kurdish city. Very soon this ancient city will face obliteration. It will be underwater because of the Ilasu Dam. Over 70,000 people will be displaced. The majority of these people are Kurdish people, and it will have severe environmental effect in the riverine ecosystem in this part of the world, including the marshes in southern Iraq. Dear Mr. Secretary, many iconic world leaders throughout the 20th century have supported the Kurdish aspiration. One U.S. President Woodrow Wilson, who struggled to initiate the world safe for democracy, to Mahatma Gandhi, the Indian civil rights leader, who then criticized those occupying states for mistreating the Kurdish people, 3 anti-apartheid Nelson Mandela, the champion of freedom, and now a majority of non-partisan people of the world are urging their politicians to support the rights of Kurdish people. Since the creation of the Iraqi state, the Kurdish people have vehemently objected this forceful attachment. A century-old and entrenched, unworkable colonial system of adopted policies in the Middle Eastern regimes have not offered any amicable policy to alleviate the plights of the Kurdish people. Kurdish people in Iraq have faced many inhumane treatments, such as the forceful deportations from their own homes, the infamous Anfal, the spoils of war, in which over 180,000 perished. Occasionally there are still mass graves being found in different parts of Iraq, the remnants of Anfal. The city of Halabja was gassed by the Ba'athist regime, in which over 5,000 people died. And last but not least, the Kurdish city of Shingal was attacked by the nihilistic ISIS/ISIL Daesh, from which still over 3,000 Kurdish Yazidi people are missing. The Kurdish Peshmerga is fighting the terroristic organization Daesh, who is perilous to humanity, and to the whole civilized world. Today, the Iraqi Kurds of over 5 million are living at a crossroad in a purgatory status. They are contemplating their own decisions, whether or not they will go to vote yes or no to referendum. They should be given a chance. That is a basic human right. The UN should support this conscious effort and strong statement, underscoring the importance of warning to the neighboring countries to abstain from Iraqi internal affairs, the stringent evidence by international law. There should be a firm warning those who violate the law, and because they must know that they will be held accountable for their misdeeds. Just like the federal government in Canada gave a chance French-speaking people in Quebec province to vote for independence, just like England gave Scottish people in Scotland a chance to vote yes or no to referendum for independence. I am not comparing Ottawa and London to Baghdad, but Iraq-Baghdad authorities claiming its constitutionally federalized state, so therefore, they should tolerate the Kurdish vote for referendum. Sincerely, Omar Sindhi, United States. The killing at the church. 1 dead, killer shot himself, can't remember how many were wounded. It was below Nashville TN today. He waited until church was over and went on a rampage before a brave man, that just got pistol whipped by the shooter, went out to his car and got his gun, then the shooter shot himself. End report for now. Stay tuned to iqdcalls.com.